Astros 7.12a first assignment. We're going to take a look at the back 4 questions of the 7.12a Astros and just kind of discuss how we can compare box plots and dot plots. Question 5. The box plots below represent the heights of 7th grade boys and girls. List 3 differences between the box plots. Some things that you can list as differences are things like the range, which is also known as your spread. We can look at minimums, maximums, your Q1s, your Q2, and your Q3s, or even your interquartile range. So it just depends. It's asking for differences. So based off of these different types of measures, let's find some differences between the two. So the maximum for the boys is 70 inches. And the maximum for girls is 68 inches. So that is a difference. Boys have a max height of 70 inches, 2 inches more than girls. One thing you can also do is look at their shapes. Shapes represent the left skews, right skews, symmetric. If you look at the girls have the same amount of distance on each side of the median. That represents a symmetric or bell curve. And then if you look at the boys have a larger distance between Q1 and Q2 than they do Q2 to Q3. So this represents a left skew. That also is a difference. Girls have a symmetric shape. While boys are skewed to the left. And now you can look at maybe their medians. The boys have a larger median than the girls by 2 inches. Here's the median for the boys, median for the girls. These are just a few of the differences. You could also see that the girls have a smaller height than the boys. Their quartiles are different. Now, if it asks for similarities, you could see that the spreads, the range, are the same between the boys and the girls. So these are just a few things, some few statements that you could make that are differences. Question 6. Students were asked how many hours they spend chatting with friends and how many hours they spend watching movies. The dot plots display the results. Each dot represents one person. represents one person that chooses that 1 hour. So one person says they spend 1 hour. One other person says they spend 1 hour. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that say they spend 3 hours, and so forth. We want to know which statement is true. A, the modes are equal for the two activities. First thing we need to know is mode. Mode means most often. So we want to look at our dot plots and figure out which hour has the most people that chose it. So if we look at the hours spent chatting, the most people chose was 3 hours. So the mode for chatting is 3. Most people chose 3 hours. The mode for watching movies is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people chose that they watch movies for 4 hours. So are their modes equal? True or false? False. So that is not an answered choice because we are looking for what is true. B, more time is spent chatting than watching movies. So to determine this, we need to add up all of our hours that people calculated. So if 4 people said 1 hour, that makes a total of 4 hours. 3 people chose 2 hours. 2, 4, 6. So that concludes 6 hours. 6 people chose 3. That makes 18 hours. 4 people chose 4 hours. That makes 16. And 2 people chose 10 hours, which calculates a total of 54 hours being spent chatting. You just add those all together, find the total amount of hours spent, and that's to see how much more time. Hours spent watching movies. 2 people said they choose 1 hour, making a total of 2 hours. 4 people said they spend 2 hours watching a movie. Collectively, 2, 4, 6, 8 hours. 4 people chose 3 hours. 5 people chose 4 hours. And 4 people chose 5 hours, making a collective amount of 62. So, is it true that more time is spent chatting than watching movies? No. False. The range, so greatest minus least, of hours is greater for chatting than for watching movies. Well, if you look at the range of chatting, the highest it goes is 5 and the smallest is 1, making a range of 4. 5 minus 1 equals 4. And if you look at the movies, we have that same amount of range, 5 and 1, which gives us 4, which are the same. So therefore, C is also false, leaving us with the only answered choice left, D. Answer choice 7. Question 7. The dot plots show the heights of players of 2 basketball teams. Which statement is true? Let's check out what we're looking for. A median height of team B is greater by 1 than the median of team A by the range, but the ranges are equal. The median heights of the team are equal and the ranges are equal. The median height of team A is greater by 1 than the median height of team B, but the ranges are equal. The median height is equal, but the range of team B is greater by 1 than the range of team A. So by looking at my answer choices, I can determine what I'm looking for. I'm looking for range, and I'm looking for my medians. That's what I'm going to do first. Let's look at Team A. To find a median is the middle number in the data set. I'm going to cross out a dot, one from the front, one from the back, until I get a center. Right, so I found that my median is 182. Now I need to find my median for Team B. Cross out from each side until you don't have any more options. And I got 183. Now we need to find our ranges. Our range is our greatest minus our least. So the greatest for Team A is 184, and the least is 180, setting a range of 4. My highest for Team B is 185. And my smallest is 181, giving me a range of 4. So now that I found my medians and my ranges, I can cancel out my answer choices to find which one is true. The median height of Team B is greater by 1 than the median of Team A. Well, that's true. Let's look at the second half. But the ranges are equal. True as well. They're both 4. So let's put a check mark there. Make sure we check them. The median heights of teams are equal. Median height of Team A is 182. Median height of Team B is 183. So no, they are not equal. The median height of Team A is greater by 1. False. It's smaller. It's less. The median heights are equal. False. So the only logical one is A. The box plots show the scores of students in 3 different schools on the same 10-point quiz. Which of the following statements is true? I am going to go and look through my answer choices to see what I'm going to look for, and I'll find everything. Answer choice A. School 2 has the smallest IQR. IQR is your interquartile range. So that's Q3 minus Q1. School 1 has the smallest range. That's your max minus your min. School 3 has the greatest range. School 1 has the highest median. So your median is Q2. So I'm going to need to find, since we're talking about least and greatest, I'm going to need to find the IQR, my interquartile range, my range, and my median for each box plot to determine which one has the greatest and which one has the least. So the IQR for school 1 would be 9 minus 6.5, which gives me 2.5. The range would be 10 minus 5, which gives me 5. And my median is 8 because it's in the middle right here. Oops, sorry guys. School 2. My inner quartile, 8 minus 6, which is 2. My range is 9 minus 3, which is 6. And my median is 7.5, right here in the middle. And school 3. My IQR is 7 minus 4, which is 3. Right here, 7, 4. My range is 8 minus 1, 8 and 1. And my median is 5.5. So with this information, we can now determine which one is true. School 2 has the smallest IQR. That's false because school, because 7.5 minus 6 is incorrect. It's 8 minus 6. School 1 has the smallest range because 10 minus 5. Well, that's true. They do have the smallest range, and it's because 10 minus 5. So let's put a check mark. School 3 has the greatest range because 7 minus 4 is 3. False. For 1, that's the inner quartile range. And if they were talking about the range, 3 is not the largest. And school 1 has the highest median because 5 is greater than 3 or 1. Well, the median for school 1 is 8, not 5. So the only answer choice is B. On your projects tomorrow, we're going to be comparing 2 sets of data. So it's important that you see these comparisons and you're able to identify these comparisons and make statements regarding the comparisons. So please use this as reference and keep this in your folder, and we'll discuss it tomorrow in class. I will post a video of the other Astros.